Hey, this is Jeff with Miller's RV, standing here with the new Seafoam Green Cortes Camper. Before we get started, if you will please do me a favor, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. We love to get out new content and always want you to know when it comes out. If you can too, please send us a message. Let us know what you want to see, what you want to hear. We'll be glad to get to those videos as soon as we can. So we want to talk about the Cortes Camper today, and I've seen a lot of videos and comments on our previous posts of them. One of the nice things I want to see is really just a little more look at some of the different cabinets and stuff. So we'll go through it a little more in detail inside as we're looking at that. Again, the big thing that sets it apart is the construction of this camper. There's 3 other manufacturers that make something that looks similar. A fiberglass, some people call them a turtle shell, meaning that it's a fiberglass top, a fiberglass bottom, they're put together. One of the distinctives of Cortes is some of the manufacturers instead do a single fiberglass shell on the bottom, and then not even a full fiberglass shell on the bottom. It's just a partial that has a wood floor in the bottom, which is crazy because that's one of the things you want to do is you want to get away from having wood in a camper like this. You want something that's going to last forever. And this Cortes Camper, I love to say, the only wood in this trailer is the cutting board on the sink, because this trailer is made with fiberglass shells that actually have 4 pieces. So there's 2 bottom, a top and a bottom, and then there's our inside and an out, and there's 2 in the top, an inside and out. The reason they do that, if you looked at some of the other brands, when you go inside, you'll notice this weird carpet on the wall. Well, that's because they have just bare fiberglass, and the inside of bare fiberglass is really rough, and you don't want to have that as your inside of your camper. So Cortes does an exterior and an interior shell, and then those pieces go together and they're bonded together. So now not only do you have a stronger, more rigid frame, but you also have an air gap in the middle, which helps with the insulation factor on there. So a benefit on that as well. Now the same thing on the bottom. Underneath on the bottom, some of the manufacturers look like they're a full fiberglass bottom, but when you actually get underneath and look there, they have a plywood floor, which is all that's there, and a little bit of that Darko type material that covers underneath is the only thing keeping water intrusion out. You could take the wheels off this, seal the wheel holes up, and float it like a boat. That's what makes this thing different. It is a full fiberglass shell top and bottom, 2 pieces on both, so you have a nice smooth inside finish, a very rigid construction. We also use a thicker gauge fiberglass than a lot of the manufacturers are using. Some of their videos, you'll watch it when they show them at the manufacturer, they pull it out of the mold, and it looks like a bowl of Jello. It's kind of all over the place. These things come out of the mold, and even the single layer before they put the interior shell is still a rigid frame because it's the thicker frame, which makes it last longer. And fiberglass is very lightweight, so we're not adding significantly to any weight. Another difference is the fact that they're fiberglassing in and reinforcing areas to mount the water heater and the furnace and stuff like that, as opposed to some of the manufacturers are literally, again, back to wood. They're taking a piece of wood and they're fiberglassing it in the side, and they say, oh, it's protected because it's fiberglassed in. Well, what happens if there gets to be a crack and the wood gets wet? Not only do you get wet and have the potential of rot, but there's nowhere for the water to drain out because it was never intended to be a drain. We don't do that because we just eliminate the wood completely. We need more reinforcements. We put ribs. We just make it a lot stronger design to start with. So Cortes Camper, great manufacturer. Let us say this is the one your grandkids will be fighting over who gets to inherit and go camping in long after you stop using it. So great manufacturer, great product. But let's do this. Let's go inside and we're going to look through the camper, showing you some of the features, looking at the different little things, letting you see what it looks like and how it would camp for you. I think you'll really like it. We're excited to have this brand, and you definitely should come take a look at it. Let's go. Okay, so we're inside the Cortes Camper, and I'm in the living room, dining room, bedroom, kind of all the same. Great thing about these small campers is they are small and lightweight, but you've really got to do a good job of multi-utilizing spaces, and you'll see in this Cortes Camper they do a tremendous job of that. But while we're back here, before we get started, I just want to look at these windows. So this is the same window that we have on our Winnebago View. Very, very high-end motorhome, over $200,000 list price on it. And this is not a nice frosted glass, and it's not very cold outside. You know, we're in Louisiana, it doesn't get very cold apparently. But this is just a little plastic cover that comes over it. This unit just showed up, but we wanted to get the video out to you as soon as possible, so it didn't even have the guys cleaned up yet. But I want to show you that this window, one of the benefits to it, it's acrylic, it's dual pane, so it's an insulated window, but you can also open it up and you can lock it out. So the window will go up and you can hear the little clicking. It'll lock at these different stages and lock out if you want it to, lift it up, and you can come all the way back in. And then some people might say, okay, well, if you lock it up, you're just going to have bugs inside. Well, no, you're not, because you've got a built-in screen that will open up and be able to keep the bugs out of the camper and give you great airflow, so you can leave this open. Well, then you might say, well, yeah, there's no privacy at night. Oh, well, you'd be wrong about that too, because you also have a nightshade. At nighttime, when you're ready to go to bed, you can pull it down. So you give the option, really a very functional window that has a screen and a shade built into it, insulated window, so you help with the heat and the cool inside the camper, and it opens up for great airflow. And you have 3 huge windows back here in the back, so you really get a lot of good airflow. You have the fantastic fan up top, so you can get good airflow pulled. And you see it rock a little bit. I didn't even put the jacks down on this camper. When we do that, it really becomes real stable. So next, before we get into the storage, I want to show you that in a minute. I want to show you this dinette, because this is one really cool thing, is this dinette, a lot of times, you know, these dinettes will swivel and stuff like that, which this will do. But look at this. This thing will slide back and forth and slide back and forth this way. So there's a lock underneath here. You can lock it out in certain positions. If you have a little kid on the other side who needs the table closer to him, you can do that as well. So it does kind of move in and out, and then it also drops down and forms your bed. Now, the dinette cushions are actually a nice high-density foam, so they're very comfortable. They make a nice bed. And as we talk about storage, one of the really neat things, underneath here, you have not wasted space. I haven't even taken these cushions off yet either, but we have instead a big storage area. So we've got this hatch, just like a boat, all the way around the back side, and it opens up, and you can see inside here is a full storage area. Okay, I want to make it clear too that I am standing up easily in here. So I'm 6 feet tall, so this is probably 6'1", 6'2" clearance, which for this camper is really good. The storage up top is great. So these are like boat hatches. Open up, they're very secure, they're gonna stay closed. They actually seal, which not that there's gonna be water or anything coming in here, but it just keeps it quiet as well, because it's, you know, at night and stuff you're moving around, keeps it quiet. But if you notice, this is all one big open compartment that actually wraps all the way around in here. So you can actually use a lot of the storage space as you're planning this. One of the things I found really impressive with people who camp in these smaller campers is they really have a great plan for where everything goes. And they're knowing that they're going to put the stuff they're not going to use as much, maybe back here in this corner, but they would rather have the space than, you know, just have a small cabinet storage. And this way it gives you more storage. And man, when you're going to something this size, every inch you can get of storage really counts. So real big plus there. You're again continuing with the boat theme here. Not only the boat style latches, the marine look for the speakers and the radio look kind of the same, all that kind of marine look. The cabinets and the counter space in here is again all part of the molded fiberglass shell. So as we're looking in the kitchen, there's nothing really to break or come apart. We don't use wood, cheap little 1x1 wood styles to make the construction. It's molded fiberglass, just like the rest of the camper is. And the cutting board for the sink and the glass for the stove gives you the whole workspace when you're not needing to cook or use the sink. And when you do need to use the sink, this comes also with the little wash pan, which is great. So if you want to clean your vegetables or anything like that, it gives you there's a drain into it. So an extra little advantage to this sink. More storage down here in the bottom, continue with that nautical theme. The converter built down below. The full-size refrigerator. A lot of these campers use this little bitty small dorm-size refrigerators that don't have really much of a freezer. Well, I like my ice cream. I'm not sure about the rest of you. This has a full freezer and a full refrigerator, so great use of that, as well as a microwave you can use as well. The radio controls and the Suburban heater control, the air conditioner control, the monitor panel and all that stuff, all located in one convenient area right here, including tank heaters as well. So if you're camping in cold weather, we already have tank heaters included on this unit. So I told you this makes down to make a bed. The pedestal stays stationary just like in a boat, and it sits down. We also have a neat feature here with the small dinette area in the front. You can set another chair up on the other side. So if you have 2 people and you want to leave this down as a bed, this rear area can remain your bed, and the front dinette, you just carry a folding chair, set it upside, and you have a dinette area in the front. So a big plus that way as well. Of course, the TV is built in and have the TV with a DVD player if you still have Blu-ray or DVD players. And even has an oven. Now, a lot of questions people say, I'd rather have the storage. Well, let's be honest, the space is still there, whether it's an oven or storage. So if you just want to store cooking utensils or anything like that in that, you're welcome to store stuff in there. But there are times I like to have a biscuit or like to cook a pizza or something like that. Well, this oven has the ability to do that. So if you need to store stuff in it, great, store stuff in it. If not, you actually do have an oven. So I really like the fact of that. Now I'm going to switch sides and we're going to look at the other side of it with the bathroom and the closet space. Hey, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know if you have other questions you want to answer. And if you have nothing else to do, watch one of these videos here. Subscribe so you know when more are coming out. Have a great day and enjoy the journey.